Yeah, real ghetto bitch, real Atlanta shit, the fuck, big back bitch, we the motherfucking Atlanta. I'm shitting on all these bitches can't motherfucking touch me, big girls, all that shit, and that's just that on that.
I'm on a whole nother level, I've been in my bag and I keep getting better. I'm getting richer, that ass getting thicker, my diamonds, they keep getting wetter.
What's up, Raw Nation? It's your girl, it's your favorite girl, and I am back with another video, period. It's 7 o'clock at night and you're riding around looking for ice cream? Confused. What's up, y'all? It's been a minute. I know I posted a video of me preparing for my event last week, but y'all know that's not really good. That's inconsistent. My event was in the beginning of September. It's the end of October, so that's really not good. I've been in a very funky space recently, so it was just a lot for me to post. I love YouTube, and I don't want to ever fake for y'all. So if I'm not feeling it, I just won't be on camera. That's why I always tell y'all, if I'm not posting, check on me, because something is wrong, and I'm dead ass, like something is wrong. So yeah, that's just that. We'll talk about that later. I'm gonna give y'all a life update this week too. So yeah, let's get into today's video. So first and foremost, today's video is sponsored by none other than renamoeee Boutique, baby, where you got your gorgeous lashes, your gorgeous gloss, and your gorgeous extensions. Yeah. renamoeee Boutique is funded and founded by none other than me. And I always make sure I represent my brand, because my brand is me. Raw Beauty is the base of a brand. Raw Beauty is the umbrella of a multi-million-dollar industry, okay? Its own industry. We're not gonna go with company. We're not gonna go with six-figure company. We're gonna go with its own industry, because it's gonna lead to so many great things in the future, and I just can't wait. So shout out to Raw Beauty's Boutique, and we love y'all over here, period. So I'm going to give y'all a story time today. Now today's story time, I don't want to be crying on camera, but it is emotional for me, and it's real. I wanted to make sure that people don't just get so used to seeing me on the internet and thinking like, oh, she living life, she got this. Because I get that a lot. Like, people think that I'm fucking rich, and I am. I'm rich. I'm a manifesting. That's all I'm gonna say. So I'm just a very, very dedicated, passionate, hard worker, and I'm a hustler by nature. Yeah, like yeah. I'm not even gonna go there, but I'm a hustler. Just know it's passed down. So I want to go ahead and be honest and be raw and real with y'all, and just let y'all into some of my vulnerable moments in my life. This story time is about that time my best friend kicked me out, the start of my homeless journey, part 1. So we're gonna get into some things, honey. We're gonna get into some things. And like I said, the lighting is a little off. Maybe it'll cut back on. I don't know. Yeah, I doubt it. But yeah. So I'm gonna say a disclaimer before this. There are some people in this video I do still communicate with, I still love, and I have forgiven. One thing about me, I'm gonna just say, on my 21st birthday, I had got a fortune cookie from a spiritual reader, and the only thing it said was forgiveness. At that time, I was carrying a lot of hatred in my heart for a lot of people, like my parents, my family members, some of my friends, some people that I knew along the way, just because I was mentally in a very depressing state. And I just hated all of the things that they was doing to me and saying to me and making me feel. And it was stopping me from doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had so much hatred inside of me that and I was holding on to so many grudges that it was like, it was preventing me from actually being great and doing better. And yeah, so this is the start of my homeless journey. We're gonna get into some things, honey. But let's get started. So in 2018, I was 20, I believe so. Yeah, 2018, I was 20 years old. Like I said, I was in college. I was going to Alabama A&M University, which is an HBCU. So, and this happens to a lot of kids that go to HBCUs. I love my black schools. I love my black colleges, but they are very money hungry. Like a lot of times it's not about the education. It's not about the kids. It's about the money. And that's one thing about the black community we have to get under control, because it starts with us. Our kids are not going to excel if they are not educated, regardless. They're not going to excel if they're not educated. So all of that money hungry stuff, it just has to fucking stop. So like I said, I went to Alabama A&M University, which is a HBCU, and boom. So I had this best friend. I'm going to call her, Nita. So Nita and I were really, really close. We got close through one of our mutual friends. We actually did go to high school together for a short period of time. And we were friends then too. So yeah, I've known Nita for probably like 4 years at this time. So me and Nita are both from Chicago. We literally were going through hell being at home. Like it was just a lot with us, our families. You know, it was just a lot. So we decided that we were gonna go to school together, and I had lost contact with all my friends. Y'all know Morgan, that's my bestie at A&M. We were no longer friends. I was literally no longer, me and my friend group of girls, we literally split the hell up. Like, especially me, I just didn't talk to any of them. So it was literally just like Nita, like that's all I had at A&M. So boom, we decided to drive from Chicago to A&M or whatever, which was 8 hours. So I packed up everything I owned, put it in my car, and she did the same thing, and we trailed each other the whole way there. So before we left, I noticed that I did not have any housing, and I was on the waiting list. And I'm like, okay, why am I on a waiting list? Like, what's happening? And basically what A&M did was they accepted too many new students and didn't leave enough housing for their current students. So if you don't know that you have to actually drop out of college for them to consider you not returning, and you have to let them know if you live or if you're living on campus or not. I was residing on campus. Nothing had changed. So they knew that I was coming back. I was still receiving all the emails, everything. They knew I was coming back. So same thing with the rest of the students. They knew we were coming back. They just were so thirsty to collect that new, fresh money of tuition, because it's bigger when you first start, instead of taking care of the students that were on their journey to almost being done and graduated. Now, mind you, this was my junior year. So I was this fucking close to graduating, okay? This is close. I'm pissed off still, whatever. So when I got there, I went to the office, talked to them like, hey, what's going on? You know, oh, back up. So since I knew that I didn't have any housing, I'm gonna just call him number 2. One of my best friends at the time, this is not my best friend that passed, this is not him at all. This is another best friend I had at A&M. I'm gonna call him number 2. I spoke with him and I asked him, can I stay with him until I get my housing? Because I just didn't want to be in need of space, and I'd rather stay with my best friend anyway. Like, it's a boy, like I'd rather stay with him or whatever. So he was like, yeah, you can stay with me or whatever. Boom. So when I got down there, I let him know the whole way, like, oh, I'm 4 hours away. I'm gonna call you, let me know where you at. He's like, okay, bet. I'm like, okay, I'm an hour away. Where you at? He was like, I'm in a cab. I'm like, okay, cool, bet. I'm like, I'm here. Where you at? No response. And I'm like, Yo, where you at? No response. Okay. Number 2, acting real spicy, okay? What's going on? So I'm telling Nita, like, he's not answering. We could not find him. Mind you, like, I usually would just go to his room, like, what's going on? Like, I don't care if it's somebody in there. I don't care. If I'm your friend, if I'm your sister, I'm your bestie, you know me. I don't care. If we hear it, we hear it. I don't care who's around. So I would usually just go to his room, like, what's the tea? Like, what's the problem? You got an issue? He wasn't responding. It was, like I said, it was a new school year, so I didn't know what room he was in, what dorm or whatever. So I'm just like, wow, he's not saying anything. So Nita's like, just come and stay with me for the night or whatever. Maybe he'll respond in the morning. Maybe he's doing something. And I was already getting the feeling that he had a girlfriend. So me and number 2, we didn't have, I mean, I'm not gonna say we didn't have no history, but it was just more so like, for me, it was like, we friends, let's stay friends type thing. For him, it wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? And come to find out later, because I don't want to go into detail, like, me and him, we've gotten past this. Like I said, disclaimer, we've gotten past this. He's apologized to me. I've forgiven him. We've talked about some things, so I'm not mad at him. But this is what happened, and I'm just going to speak my truth, because this is what happened to me. Boom. So I just kind of felt like he was with a girl. I felt like he was with a girl. I felt like he had a girlfriend, and he didn't tell me. So I'm calling him, texting me, not responding. So then, like, 2 days later, he finally reaches out or whatever. And I'm really just not fucking with him, because I'm just like, damn, I'm supposed to be living with you. Like, where was going on? Like, you know, what's the problem? And basically, he just acting nonchalant about it. Like, yeah, whatever. So I just was like, damn, like, what am I finna do? Like, I don't want to stay with Nita. I didn't want to stay with Nita because me and Nita, we're the same zodiac. We clash a lot. I'm really vocal. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm a chill person. I'll go with the flow, let you do what you want to do, because I'm not confrontational. I don't like confrontation. But I'll definitely open my mouth. I'm going to open my mouth. I'm not confrontational, but I'm with all the shits. Please know that. Don't ever think anything different. Know that. But anyways, so I did not want to stay with Nina. And I was going to call Morgan, but I was just like, no, me and Morgan have talked all summer. I didn't even tell this bitch happy birthday because Morgan really hurt my feelings at the time. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to leave her alone. All my friends was just hurting my feelings. Y'all, when I love my friends, I love my friends. And when they be doing me shiesty, it hurt my feelings. I'm a good friend. Like, I slice the bitch head open for them. Trust me, they know. I don't, okay, we didn't get into some things one day, but not today, So, yeah, I didn't want to stay with Nita or whatever. But Nita was like, girl, no, stay with me, da, da, da. So, I'm still not having luck with housing. Like, housing is just like, yeah, we don't know tip. We don't know tip. We don't know. So, I'm just like, dang, like, I'm not gonna just be sleeping with Nita. Like, y'all, my car was full of stuff. Like, my car was full of clothes. I had mirrors. I had furniture up in there. It was just full of stuff. So I couldn't even drive my car around because it's HBCU, girl. I ain't finna be riding around with all that stuff. My car already was missing teeth. Like, I'm not finna be looking like that. So she was just like, no, you can stay with me. I'll drive us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll help you. And don't get me wrong, I had worked all summer. I had a corporate job the whole summer. So I had some money. I had money, but it was just like, this money is for me to get through the school year because I already have housing. I already have a meal card. So this money is one, so I can get my car fixed. Two, so I can, until I find a job to hold me out. I had like $2,000 saved up. That's a lot for a college kid, okay? Look. So, boom, I wasn't having no luck with housing. So it was just getting to the point where I was just like stressed out, like, you know, or whatever. So basically, when I went to go get my class schedule, they was telling me that I couldn't register because I had a balance. And I'm like, how do I have a balance? And it was like, well, your tuition wasn't paid last semester. And then they added on like an extra that's later. So they were saying like my tuition wasn't paid. And I'm just like, how? I paid my tuition going into my sophomore year. I paid my tuition going into my sophomore year. So I was just like, how do I not have, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand. So long story short, me and my mom, we just did not see eye to eye growing up. Like, my mom's not a bad mom. She took care of me. She provided for me. So don't get that twisted. My mom's a good mom. I love her to death. I just got to phone with her. So please don't ever think I'm bashing my mom. But I have a strong personality and a strong mouth. So I know growing up, I was a lot to deal with because my mom, she's the same. Like, it's my mother. So we just was very, like, combative. We did not see eye to eye at all with a lot of stuff. And I am a very smart girl. I am very smart. So when stuff that she did to me just made no sense, I would just tell her, like, that's stupid. Like, you know, as a child, looking back now, I should have just know that I'm talking to my mother. Like, it was registered to me, like, this is my mother. But at the same time, it was registering, like, this your mama, like, relax. So a lot of times, my mama just felt, like, very disrespected by me, but that was never my intentions. It was just my delivery was not that good. It just wasn't at all. And when I felt something, I spoke on it, regardless. Like, if I wasn't happy, I'm going to say it, you know? So I don't exactly remember what the issue was with me and my mom. Like I said, I had a job all summer, so I wasn't asking nobody for nothing. She gave me her old car. I was taking care of everything. Like, I was straight, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I really don't remember what it was that made us fall out. But basically, she stopped paying my tuition, and I did not know that. Yeah. So I was, like, confused. Like, how do I have a balance or whatever? So my mom was like, well, I was trying to pay her tuition, but basically, it wasn't completely my mom's fault. She did stop paying my tuition, but she tried to pay it again. But the lady, I'm going to call her Miss G. If you went to A&M, comment down below if you know who Miss G is. Because Miss G she messed up everybody's accounts. A lot of people that dropped out is because of her, and she needs to be held responsible. The school board needs to contact her, and she needs to be held responsible for all those accounts she messed up. I know a few people who account Miss KG messed up, okay? I was one of them, so here it is. So basically, she did something to my account. She made it way more than it was supposed to be. And my mother didn't know that I had this much money left over. She didn't know it, whatever. So talking to my mom, and my mom trying to talk to her, they ended up getting into it, and the lady just was not talking. My mom wasn't helping, whatever. So I'm like, okay, so what do I owe? She's like, you owe $3,000 something. So I'm like, I only have $2,000 saved up, y'all. If I get them this, I'm messed up. Cause like I said, I wasn't really messing with my family like that. Like, yeah, my family was talking to me, but when nobody trying to keep sending me money because I'm a very impulsive person. I make impulsive decisions. Like, don't get me wrong, I can stand on my decisions, but when I first make them, I be in a ditch. I get out of the ditch eventually. I always get out the ditch, but I dig myself into a ditch because I'm just like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. It's an Aries thing. Like, we impulsive. I'm just like, it's like, that's my decision making. Like, that's my decision making. So, whatever. They was just like, no, we tired of, like, giving you money for stuff and you just change your mind. Like, that's irritating. And I don't blame them. Looking back, I don't blame them. But that was a teachable moment. I feel like they should have taught me some things. But I kind of did listen. We'll spit back on that. Whatever. So, yeah, Miss KG messed up my account. Told me I had, like, $3,000 left. So, I'm like, how do I have $3,000 if I only got $2,000 a month? I'm like, oh, baby, I can't help you right now because there's too much going on. So, I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm like, I need to get a grant or whatever. And long story short, the $3,000 came from me losing my scholarship. And I only lost my scholarship because a teacher that worked at A&M gave me the wrong grade. The grade that I was supposed to have was a B. She ended up giving me a D in the system. But on my reports, I have a B. So I'm showing everybody like, hey, I got a B. I went over the summer to get it fixed, but basically the lady quit and they needed somebody to sign off on it, which was her. I had got the advisor, my advisor at the time signed off on it because my advisor seen that my grade was incorrect and that she didn't put the right grade. She even admitted that she put the wrong grade, but since she was no longer working there, she didn't want to sign. She said she didn't care because she didn't work there, which was also very, very just ridiculous. All you had to do was sign this paper. I already had one of the 2 signatures I needed, and I just needed one more, and I would have never been in that position. But you know, God take care of everybody. I don't have to do it. So anyway, so I'm telling them that, and I'm also telling them like, well, I don't see how, you know, I just was confused or whatever. So they was like, well, blah, 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 you gotta pay $3,000 or whatever. So I'm like, okay, what about my housing? Like, my housing is paid for or whatever. They was like, you just on the waiting list for housing and you just gonna wait. I was like a number 147, y'all. 147, and the school year had already started. Fucking ridiculous. So, boom. I'm still staying with Nita, and me and Nita, we was cool at this time. We was cool. We really weren't having no problems. So I told Nita, like, I'm gonna go to the grant office to try to get a grant because, you know, I'm not gonna just be out here not going to school. Like, I'm not a bum. I'm not gonna do that. So I went to the grant, and I'm gonna just call this man AV. I'm gonna call this man Angel because that's exactly what he was. So I basically, what I'm telling y'all, I told him, and some more personal stuff. And I was in there just bawling, crying because I really wanted to go to school. Like, I don't know why people get this perception of me like I just didn't want to go to college. I wanted to go to college. I couldn't go to college. I didn't have thousands of dollars saved up in a college fund. Some people are fortunate, but I did not have that. You know what I'm saying? And my parents told me, like, that's something that they wish they would have did or whatever, because it would have been easier or whatever, you know. But I was their first child. You know what I'm saying? So they learned from me. So, like, my siblings, they probably going to have that. You know what I'm saying? And I understood that at the time. I wasn't mad about it. But it was just fucked up because I was the one taking a hit for it. You know what I'm saying? So... and neither one of my parents graduated and went straight to college. They had me right when they graduated. So, you know, or whatever. They didn't understand that at the time. So I don't fault them for not being educated on something they didn't experience. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. So, yeah. So I basically explained this to him. Y'all, that man paid my whole balance with his credit card. He paid my entire balance with his credit card. Oh my God, under my eye. Yeah, so he paid in my entire balance with his credit card, and he paid for my housing again. He paid for my housing again so I could get my housing right away. He paid for it with his personal money because I did not qualify for a grant due to the lady messing up my scholarship. So when I told him that, and he saw, I had receipts, y'all. He saw that the lady admitted that my grade was wrong and my advisor signed off. So he was like, dang, like, you really is getting the messed up end of the stick. Like, I don't know what's going on. And he felt bad for me because he could tell, like, I wanted this. Like, I wanted to graduate. I didn't want to just be a dropout. Like, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want to drop out. I did not. To this day, I wish I would have still in college. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, anyway. So, he ended up paying for it, and I took my paper to the place. They gave me a thing, and they was like, okay, go get your class schedule. When I went to get my class schedule, they told me I owed some money. I kid you not. This all happened in the same fucking day. They told me that I owed some more money. And I'm like, how in the fuck do I owe some more money if he logged in with me on my account that showed the balance and he paid for the full balance and then he paid for my housing again? How do I owe a balance? That makes no sense. So what's going on? So at this point, I'm pissed now because now they're playing games with me. HBCUs have a very bad problem with putting extra funds on your account and taking the money out their goddamn self. They have a problem with doing that. And especially when they see that the parents are not that involved, they definitely do that shit. 100%. My best friend that died, the man's GPA used to be like a 1.4. And the man still was enrolled before everybody else. Because his parents were very involved. Whatever. So he paid my full balance. They was basically saying I owed the balance, and I'm just arguing with them at this point because now y'all really trying me. And one thing I don't like to do is be tried. Like, don't try me. It really don't matter who you is. Like, I get heated. Like, I turn red. Like, I will be a red mother if you try me, okay? So, yeah. So, basically, I was going to meet with the president's office after that to talk to them because I'm just like, this is not making any sense. And they just didn't know where my balance was coming from. They admitted to me. I don't remember her name, but she was like the president's assistant or the vice president. Y'all, I went and talked to her every day for like 2 months. I do not remember her name. But like, we was cool. We started forming a little friendship until she started basically saying like, she don't know what to do. She don't know how to help me because she don't know where the balance coming from. And I'm just telling her like, it's no balance. It's an error because he paid it all off. I had the receipt and everything. And everybody just looking at me like, well, why does this say this? Bitch, because you slow. We can't read at the HBCU. The HBCU can't read. I'm confused. But anyways, back to Nita. Let's skip to Nita. Now, that was the beginning of how my homeless journey started. You needed to know that because it leads to this. Stay tuned. So, boom. While I'm staying with Nita, I just noticed, like, Nita is a messy girl. Like, she's not that clean. Like, I'm not gonna say she's dirty, but she's, like, very, very just messy. It just be stuff like leaving makeup everywhere, having smears of makeup on the counter. Like, y'all, I can't do stuff like that. Like, I'm a clean woman. I'm junky. I have a lot of personal materialized items, like clothes and shoes. But being dirty, I've never in my life been dirty. Don't ever fool you. Ain't nobody ever told me you stank. Ain't nobody ever told me that because I ain't dirty, you know, but whatever. So, yeah, I just started noticing that. And I don't really know if this is rude, but I had told her, like, you know, you left blood on the toilet. It didn't look like period blood. It looked like, you know how you have a boil and it pop? That's what it looked like. And I told her, like, you left it on the toilet. And she got mad at me and was like, you don't have to tell me stuff like that. I ain't leave no blood on the toilet. And I'm just like, bitch, what are you mad about? You left blood on the toilet. Go clean it up. And mind you, Nita had a roommate named, let's call her Deanna. Let's call that Deanna. She had a roommate named Deanna, and Deanna was dirty too. Deanna was dirty as hell. Deanna was dirty. She had a friend named Sam. I'm cool with Sam. I love me some Sam. And I feel like Sam was peeping game too because she just stopped coming in there very, very often. Her and Deanna was like besties or whatever. But anyways, that don't have nothing to do with it for real. It do, but it don't. So yeah, it do because we used to always be together. So I'm like, okay, well, I really don't know like what the problem is, but I'm just telling you, like, it's blood on the toilet. Maybe Deanna or Sam left it, but I didn't do it and I was gonna go use the bathroom. And she had just came out the bathroom. So I'm like, you had to have seen that if it wasn't you. You get what I'm saying? So boom, that was an issue. But I don't really count stuff like that because it's just nothing to be mad about. So that was that. Then moving on, what else happened? Oh, so then there was this other time that we had went to these people that I went to high school with in Chicago. They was a couple or whatever, and they was cool. The girl and Nita was real cool. So we went over there to smoke and to hang out or whatever. And basically, we was chilling or whatever until we was gonna go to my friend Anthony house. Let's call him Anthony. Y'all keep up because this is a lot, and it's definitely gonna be a part 2. This is where it gets juicy. So we go over the couple house. I don't even remember what the fuck I just got them. So we go over to the couple house. We smoking and blah, 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 talking and stuff. And out of nowhere, Nita says, I feel like you my child. And I'm like, who are you talking to? She was like, I feel like you my child. I said, don't say that to me. And she was like, I'm just saying, like, I just feel like you're my child because you go everywhere with me. And I'm like, girl, what? I said, okay, what are you trying to say? Like, I said, don't call me your child. I'm not nobody's child. I'm grown and I'm older than you. So I'm not nobody's child. And she was just like, girl, you doing too much. I was just saying, like, it's not even that serious. I said, okay, but I said, don't say that to me. I don't like that. Simple. If somebody don't like something you're saying to them, you can't say it to them. And if you say it to them, that means that you want smoke and you're being disrespectful. That's how I look at it. Because if I tell you don't call me a bitch, don't call me a bitch. You don't have that pleasure. Period. So don't say that I'm your child. Don't ever play with me because I ain't nobody's son. You bitches is my sons. Know that. Okay? So, yeah, that was the thing. And I was just like, girl, okay? So we kind of had a little spill because I got on her like, don't do that. Like, I don't care who around or that. Like, don't say shit like that to me. Because you already know I'm dealing with something. You get what I'm saying? You already know I'm dealing with something. And then you turn around and get in front of people and go say, you feel like I'm your child? Bitch, don't ever play with me like that. Don't do that. Anyways, so then we leaving, finna go to Anthony's house, and she's texting her cousin, and I'm looking dead at the phone like, she thinks I can't see, but I'm just looking at the phone, and while she driving, okay, whatever. Wait, I don't know, we wasn't going to Anthony's house at that exact moment. I don't know what, I think we was going somewhere, then we went to Anthony's house, but anyway, we was driving, because Anthony lives right back a couple. So we driving, and she just texting, and I'm just like, girl, don't give no fuck. Like, I don't care at all. I don't. So then we end up going to Anthony's house later on that day, and Anthony made this game up. I don't know. I remember the name of it, but I'm not gonna say it because it's gonna give away who the person is. So he made this game up, and the game is really, really fun. Like, it's a really nice card game. Like, I don't know where he got that from. So we playing, and y'all, I was really good at the game. Like, I was winning back to back. We played like 4 times, and I won each time. Everybody like, damn, you keep winning. And Nita over here really getting a attitude, y'all. Like, everybody was like, yo, chill. Like, it's just a game. She was like, I'm just saying, like, she's steady winning, like, da-da-da-da. And I'm looking at her like, is you really mad because I'm winning in a fucking card game? What? Like, girl, wait. Y'all, she was really mad. Like, whole attitude mad. Like, pissed. And I'm just like, yeah, she weird as fuck. So I just got high and stopped talking to her ass because, girl, anybody got time for all that. So we leave or whatever. Oh, while we there, Anthony basically was telling me, like, you know, you can come bartend for me. Now, I used to bartend in a club. We gonna get to that because I ain't finna snitch on myself. So, whatever. He was like, you can come bartend for me. He had this, like, group of bartenders. Like, he was trying to do this thing, which was cool. It was, like, mobile bartending, but, like, a party thing. Like, he got bottle girls, bartenders, a DJ, like a mobile party, like a party that come to you type thing. So he was like, you can come bartend for me and da-da-da. I'm like, okay, bet, cool. Because, you know, I need the money, especially knowing that I got to pay for this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, bet, cool. So I end up telling Nita about it, like, hey, you want me to ask Anthony if you can come be a bottle girl for him? Because I know he said that he wanted bottle girls. And we was in the same position, you know what I'm saying? Like, we both needed to make sure we was working due to all the stuff that was going on or whatever. So she like, yeah, cool, bet. So we end up going to this party. to work, y'all, to work. So we ended up going to this party to work, and this was my first time, y'all. I was nervous, so you know, I'm gonna be drinking, I'm gonna be smoking, I'm gonna be doing hookah. I'm like, I need to make sure I eat. So y'all, we went and got some soul food. I went and got 2-3 big pieces of catfish, greens, corn, pinto beans, cornbread, and I threw the hell down. I killed all that shit, bro. I ate the whole thing. So, boom, a few hours later, the party. So I'm like, I'm ready, you know, full, hydrated. I'm ready. I did my makeup, all this. Man, y'all, I was bald. I was bald at the time. I'll insert some videos at the end of the video so y'all can know what. I have documentation of all of this. So I'm gonna insert some videos or whatever. So I was bald as hell, y'all. So I had to make sure I was on flick. Like, I had waves. Bro, I had waves. So I had to make sure I was on flick. So, okay, so yeah. So we end up going to the party or whatever. And it was lit, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the lights was off. They had the lights going. They had a whole little table for the bar. Bro, what? He was making drinks. I was serving for the most part because this is the first time. I was making little drinks or whatever. I was serving for the most part. We was preparing hookahs, all of that stuff. And she was a bottle girl. So whenever somebody wanted like they wasn't buying bottles, but whenever like they wanted to order like a lot of stuff, you know, we would go over and turn them up. You know what I'm saying? Like bottle girls do. And but that was really her thing. She was out, you know, doing her thing, getting her money, flirting, all that stuff. So it was this boy there, and let's call him Mickey. I'm just gonna call him Mickey. So Mickey was eyeing me, and I'm eyeing him. Oh, damn, I need to talk to him. Like, I don't know, I just really want to talk to him. So we just flirting the whole time, and boom, boom, boom. But mind y'all, I'm still doing my job. So I went to set up a hookah for somebody. And in college, Anthony used to put me on how to really get fucked up off a hookah. Put some weed, sprinkle some weed at the top. Sprinkle some cannabis at the top, just a little bit. Don't put more than a nugget, half a nugget into that, or you're gonna be done. You're going to be done, okay? Some little bit of sprinkles of cannabis. Put some Red Bull and some liquor, dark liquor at the bottom, put some ice in there, and you're going to be, let me tell you, you're gonna be messed up, okay? You're going to be done for, okay? But you gotta have a blunt with it, So boom, I'm making a hookah, whatever, and this was my first time like smoking. I don't know, it wasn't my first time smoking hookah like that. I don't know what it was. I think it was the shisha. And shisha, I don't really like tobacco shisha because it hurts my stomach. So I smoked non-tobacco shisha. But this time we had tobacco shisha. And man, y'all, I had a really big meal. I was drinking, and I don't think I drank enough water. I thought I did, but really I did not. So I'm preparing the hookah. I'm still trying to work. They're like, hit the hookah. I'm like, no, I don't want it. So like, hit it. Y'all, the hookah was this big. The hookah was huge. Back to back. So then afterwards, I'm sitting there like, oh shit, my stomach on 10. And I'm like, oh, it's gonna be one of them. It's gonna be one of them, y'all. I'm like, Nita! I'm like, Nita, come find me. So y'all, I run outside. So y'all, I'm Nita, running through the party. I threw up in my hand. In the fucking party, y'all. Throw up is in my hand, and I'm holding this over drip G. I didn't want nobody to know that I threw up. I'm running down the stairs. It's steady coming. Oh, y'all, it's throw up all over my fucking face. Oh my God, that was so embarrassing. But ain't nobody see G. Ain't nobody see. Ain't nobody see G. So I'm running. Soon as I hit like the third to bottom step, Let all that shit go. She was throw up all over the floor. This old man was like, ugh. All you hear is, ugh. I'm like, oh my God. Nita like, bitch, what the fuck? I'm like, go get me some water, bro. Give me some water. Give me some towels. Give me hella towels. Luckily, the throw up did not stick to my face at all, y'all. I don't know how, but it didn't. I think God was just protecting me. So I'm drinking the water, pouring it. Y'all, all you seen was greens, cornbread. You seen the whole meal. So I'm just like, oh my God. So I rinse my mouth out, clean myself up, go in the bathroom, steal some mouthwash. I ain't gonna lie. Whoever bathroom it was, I'm so sorry. And I really didn't want to do that shit, but I had to. Mickey was there. I had to. So I act like nothing happened. I go back up in there. And Nita was telling me like it was this boy there, this B.O.N. He was fine. He's from Chicago. She brought him to me and we was all talking. And he was like, y'all from Chicago, da, 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 woo, woo. So I'm like, okay, cool, bet. He like, add me on Snapchat. I'm bet. I added him on Snapchat, y'all. That was it. But imagine, I wanted to talk to Mickey. So at the end of the party, Mickey came up to me, got my number, whatever. And the rest is history. We actually ended up dating. But we'll talk about that later. So, boom. So we leave there or whatever. Go back, boom. Go back to the room, boom, fast forward. So, like, probably in the midst before this happened, Nita was still saying little stuff about me. Like, she would just leave me in a room sometimes to go do her own thing or whatever, which is fine. You know, I'm not mad about that. Like, we around each other all the time. We working together at this point. Like, you know, it is what it is. So, I could tell she was getting tired of me, which is fine. Like I said, it's fine. But it was the way she was going about it. She started trying to be mean to me. And saying stuff like, can you scoot over? Like, we were sleeping in the same bed, y'all. Y'all know how small college beds is. She was saying, like, can you scoot over? Like, I need my own space. Like, you don't have nobody you could go sleep with? What? And mind y'all, me and my ex, we was not talking. Like, we wasn't talking at all. Like, we was not talking at all. So it was just like, bitch, you already know I don't fuck with him. Like, you already know this. I don't even know why you even said that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that blew my top. Like, blew my top. And it's just like, why you gonna force your friend to go sleep with some nigga anyway? Like, you already know what I'm going through. Like, that's bogus. And honestly, if I asked him, he would have let me. But I don't know what he got going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, who finna really ask their ex, like, can I come sleep with you? And y'all haven't talked all summer. Like, we have talked over the summer, but not like that, y'all. Like, it was just not one of the situations. It wasn't in that space. So I was just like, whatever. So I went and slept in a common area or whatever. Boom. So a few days later, one of my really close friends out there, his name is, we'll call him G. So G ended up hitting me like, yo, you back? I'm like, yeah, I'm back. He like slide on me like, what the fuck? I ain't seen you. You ain't came to see the dog. His dog, I was around him when he got his dog. So I used to dog sit for him. Like, his dog was my nephew. Like, that was my baby. So he like, you ain't came to see the dog, da, da, da. You need to come over if you match or whatever. So I ended up telling him like what was going on or whatever. He was like, oh damn. I'm like, but I can still come. It's just what's the name gotta come with me. And he was cool with that. Like, he knew her, you know, we was all cool. I mean, that wasn't his friend, but he was cool or whatever. So we go over there, we smoking, chopping up with him, blah, blah, blah. Now, G was the plug. I knew all the G's little spots in his house. Cause like I said, we was friends. I used to be over there with him. We was doing all type of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not new to none of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's nothing. Like, that's him on me. That's him. So I can see that and not be affected. Like, oh my gosh, what is he doing? Like, I don't care. It's just, he trusted me though. You get what I'm saying? Like, he trusted me. So, he was handling some of his business or whatnot. And me and Nita on the couch talking. And so she asked for my phone. So I gave her my phone. And one of the B.O.N. from the party, she wanted to talk to him so bad. I'm like, go for it, shit, you know? He cute. He not my type. I don't like BONs. It's not my type. I don't have a problem with no BON. If I want to talk to one, I'm going to talk to one. But I have not met one that I want to talk to. You get what I'm saying? So, but she loved her some BONs. So, he was in my DM like heart and shit. And I think all I said was thank you. That was it. Then he said something else. But she had my phone. So she went to the message when he messaged me because she recognized the Snapchat name. And she looked. This damn net. She thought she was doing. Bitch. So she went to the Snapchat messages and all I know is I see her face like. And she did my phone like this. I'm like, girl, what is you doing? And she was like, hit nothing. So I grabbed it and I noticed that it was a recent message. So I went on it and he said something like, when you gonna let me take you out, or when you gonna text my line, or something like that. But I didn't even have a phone when he said that. So I don't understand what she was mad about or whatever. So I'm like, I don't care. Like, y'all, one thing about me, I don't care. Like, you either gonna speak your mind or you gonna let it ride. Like, I don't care. You didn't say nothing. You're not gonna get baby by me. I don't have kids. Well, I do now, but I didn't have kids then. So, what's gonna happen? So, yeah. So, my friend ended up coming back, whatever, we smoking. Like, she ain't really talking, but me and him, we key, cause who finna really be mad? Cause you mad? Nobody. So, we end up leaving, me and her, and we driving, and G texts me like, yo, did y'all take my weed? What you mean, Brody? Like, yo, shit gone? What happened? Yeah, it was some sitting up in his, what's the name? Like, it's gone. So I'm like, merch, like, Brody, you know I ain't take that shit. I know. Yo, what about your girl? Like, did she G my stuff? So I'm like, I don't think she did, but I am gonna ask her. So I did ask her. I was like, did you take, cause we bought some from him. So I was really asking her, like, did you take it by mistake? I was not accusing her. Cause I told him, like, I don't think she did, especially we just bought some. Like, I don't see why she would do that. And she was like, no, I ain't stealing from him. Didn't we just buy something? And I'm like, okay, calm down. Cause I'm just asking, cause he just told me to ask. Like, I already told him I don't think you took it. So just relax. But still, conversation over, because who finna argue with you? So, yeah, so whatever. I tell him like, nah, she said she ain't take it, but, you know, I don't know what I said. It was something like, I'll let you know. I basically told him like, I'ma look, period, because don't play with my name like that. Like, she from Chicago, but she wasn't city bound. Like, I grew up in the burbs too, but I still was city bound. Like, I still was in the city just as much as I was in the burbs. Like, especially like recently, I spend most of my time in the city. What you talking about? So I'm like, you can't play with people like that. And it ain't even about the city or the burbs. So let's not even go there. It's just Chicago in general. Like, you can't do nothing like that. Like, motherfuckers will knock your head off because your homie did something shiesty. You don't even, whoever they can get to. It's not even about, I just don't play like that. Especially when it's my name on the line. Like, motherfucker can set me up. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't play like that. So I told him like, you know, I got you, bro. I'm gonna check. Don't even trip. And he knows that I would never steal from him. He knows that. If he thought I would, he would never have me around his stuff. I know what everything's at. Trust me. So whatever. So I ain't find nothing. So I really ain't even look that hard. I ain't gonna lie, because I just didn't want to invade her privacy. So, but I looked to where I could or whatever, and I ain't seen nothing. So I was just like, I don't think so. I looked, I ain't see that. Whatever. So, I don't think this was the same day. It might have been the same day. Yeah, it was. So later on that night, when we pulled up to the dorms, I was using her charger. I was using, I think it was my charger, but it was my charger inside of her car plug. So I was using it or whatever, and she was like, she said something, I don't remember what it was, but it was about the charger. So I unplugged my phone and I just set the charger down. I ain't see nobody put their hand out. I ain't see none of that. I wasn't even looking up. I took my phone out on my phone and put the thing down because she already had attitude. So I didn't even want to talk to her. So she says, wait, what happened? I think I got it backwards. No, I don't got it backwards. So she said something like, you could have put it in my hand. I'm like, girl, what? You could have put the charger in my hand like I wanted you to. I said, girl, grab the fucking charger. Like, what's your problem? Like, you're doing too much over a charger. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying, if my hand is out and I'm asking for the charger, you need to put the charger in my hand. I said, well, don't tell me what I need to do. I don't need to do anything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the charger like you asked for or something like that. But we got into it over a charger, y'all. But she was just doing so much. And I'm just like, girl, your attitude is fucking shitty. Like, I don't know what your problem is, but you can go chuck that shit. Like, you're doing too much. So she ended up getting out the car. I already knew what was up. I'm like, yeah, I'm finna have to go on and find my way. I'm finna have to find my way because it's over with. I don't know what the fuck her issue is, but it's over with today. It's over with. So I'm already texting my friend Anthony, like, no. I ain't texting him. I'm texting, I think I was texting my friend Tia at the time. Me and Tia not friends no more, but I was texting at the time, like, telling her what was happening. And she was like, bitch, just come up here and stay with me. This is how I moved to Tennessee. She was like, come up here and stay with me or whatever. And I'm like, nah, bro, I'm trying to go back to school. Like, I'm still trying to deal with this school shit. Like, I'm so close to being done. I'm not trying to give up that easily. She's like, I understand, but just let me know, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, I got you. So I already knew what the fuck was going on. So she ends up texting me like, I think our personalities are just very too strong, and I think that I just think that it would be better if you was to go stay somewhere else because our personalities clash. I think we're just too much alike and it's just not gonna work out. I feel like you're very disrespectful and blah, blah, blah. So I said, okay, cool. Can I come get my stuff? And so she was like, yeah. So I just went and got my shit and went and got my car because I stayed at my car. I just wasn't driving. So I'm like, I'm finna just go stay at a hotel. Mind you, I had money. Remember I told you I had like $2,000 some. So I'm like, I'm finna go get a hotel. So I'm trying to go get a hotel. They would not let me get one because I was not 21. So I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, this shit is crazy. I had friends. I could have reached out to my best friend Franklin, but like, y'all, it was just so much going on. I just did not want to involve nobody else because I did not want to deal with nobody else's shit. Like, my shit be already too much for me to deal with. To deal with somebody else's attitude, that's too much for me. Like, I don't want to deal with that. So I end up, texting Anthony and telling him what was going on. He was like, man, come stay with me, blah, 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 blah. So I went and stayed with Anthony and Anthony's fiance. We're going to call her, I don't know, we don't get her name right now. So I ended up staying with them or whatever. And later on that night, Nita texted me like, I don't want you to feel like I don't care about you. I love you so much. And basically sending me like a weird ass, like, I love you message. And I'm like, is this bitch stupid? Bitch, you just kicked me out for dead. You know that I don't have nowhere to go. Know that I'm not in school. Know that my car is full of fucking furniture, valuable shit. I have TVs in my shit. And you kicked me out in Alabama? Alabama? In the middle of the night? Racist Alabama, Huntsville? Racist Huntsville, KKKville, Alabama. The same Alabama that drive through our HBCU with Confederate flags. You kicked me out in the middle of the fucking night. And you telling me you love me? Bitches got a funny way of showing love. But that's all for fucking part 1, y'all. It was long because this experience is some shit. But it was long, but the tea is coming. So that's part 1. Let me know if you went to A&M and you had any problems with Miss KG. I still want to fight you, bitch. Still want to get into some things with you. Cause y'all, she was bogus for the way she did me. She lied, all types of stuff. But anyways, like I said, I'm still cool with number 2. I don't have no problems with him. So if he see this, I know he's gonna know who I'm talking about. I love you. We already squashed our shit, so don't think it's no issues. But like I said, y'all, I was afraid to do stuff like this because I didn't want nobody to think that I have any animosity towards them. At the moment, of course I did. I was feeling some type of way because of the way I was being treated by a lot of people that I was a good friend to. But I'm not gonna hide my truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna hide the parts of my life that made me right now for anybody, because this is what led up to this. And I'm gonna stand on my truth. I'm gonna own my truth. I'm gonna be a real ass bitch because that's what I am. So that's all, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. I love y'all so much. And